Another session on reducing the doctor's bills. This is my pharmacy. Part of the pharmacy we had in the previous video on vitamin C, and this is for our calcium. All plant materials, it doesn't matter what they are, they have calcium in some more than others. Although, for example, your bananas is known for its potassium, it has a lot of calcium too. And if we look at this green stuff here, we know that cows, they have green stuff all the time. That's all they eat is grass. But they produce milk with a very high concentration of calcium in them. All plant materials contain calcium, and calcium is required, we know it, for teeth and bones, but it does a lot more than that. Calcium is essential in muscle contraction. Now, the most important muscle in the body is the heart. And the heart is built such that it cannot store calcium. Our muscles or the skeletal muscles, they store calcium, and they can have access to it very, very quickly. Your heart, on the other hand, is dependent on calcium from the blood all the time, from calcium that has to be fed. So we need to have our veggies, our fruits, as often as possible so that we can have enough calcium in the body. Now, as we walk, as our heart beats, calcium is constantly being used up, and we know for calcium absorption we need vitamin D. And where does vitamin D come from? Our lovely summer sun. Even the winter sun has enough ultraviolet rays to turn your cholesterol into vitamin D. So we need that vitamin D to absorb the calcium. Now, when it comes to bone formation, when you are young, your bones are being formed. That's why we live on milk when we are young. We have enough milk. When mother's milk, we have formula milk, wherever your milk comes from, that is your source of calcium for your time when you are young. As you grow older, some people tend to get away from the milk, the calcium, but there's other forms in which we can have calcium. The doctor didn't say where it must come from. I love chocolate, I love nuts, so sometimes I see chocolate and I see nuts, but they're combined, and then I think that's a good option, so I have my chocolate. We have ice cream, for example. Normal ice cream contains enough calcium. I don't say go eat calcium ice cream every day, but if we only have our ice creams now and then, it is a source of calcium. If we don't have enough calcium in the body, remember your body is worried, your brain is worried about that heart that must keep pumping. If the brain doesn't check enough calcium in the blood, it will go and steal calcium elsewhere. And the easiest place to take it from is from the bones that were so nice and strong when you were younger. If the body keeps taking calcium from there, your bones are going to become soft, your bones will become weaker, and you will suffer something called osteopenia. And if you don't take care of that, you'll suffer full-blown osteoporosis, and it's very, very difficult to reverse that osteoporosis that says your bones become so porous. If you just knock against something, your bone might break. Now, take a scenario, for example. I'm running, and my body is going to need the calcium, more calcium for the muscles, because muscle contraction requires calcium, but the heart has to keep beating all the time. So there's competition now between the muscles and the heart for calcium if you don't have enough calcium in the blood. So that competition, sometimes the heart loses, and that is why we find sometimes very fit athletes, they get heart attacks, not because they are unfit, because the heart is weak, but simply because you might not have had enough calcium. And the same would go for when you are swimming. If you're in deep waters and you have to get out, or maybe not even that deep, but you are swimming and your body is detecting a lack of calcium, you've been using up so much calcium, your body will have to decide, am I going to let my heart keep beating, or am I going to take this body out of the water? But if I don't get out of the water, I'm going to drown anyway. So your body will then send more calcium to the muscles to get you out of the water, and you may get a heart attack. And I know somebody has died just reaching the shore of a heart attack, and that could cause a very fit person by the way, and that could very well be because of a lack of calcium to the heart, that the heart muscles could not contract solid enough or strong enough to get the heart going, and because the muscles needed that calcium as well. So calcium is extremely important in our diet. The fact that people now are telling you can't use this, you can't use that. Believe me, I live on milk. I don't drink coffee, I don't drink tea. I live on milk, and I think I'm pretty healthy, I think so. And my bones are above the norm for my age. My bones, the density is above the norm. So keep eating your calcium, keep eating your fruit and vegetables, keep eating your ice cream. I think I love ice cream, so we keep eating ice cream and chocolate in moderation, obviously, and stay healthy and fit. Thank you.